Hi, I'm Robin with Big Doodle Dreams, and this is the third part to my color genetics and deafness. And I want you to meet Wilson. And Wilson is beautiful. He is an Olde English Bulldog. I purchased him from another breeder, and when I purchased him, I was not aware that he was deaf. And essentially, I purchased a dog that has no. I mean, there's no. He doesn't have any hearing at all. We can run the blower, and he doesn't hear it. We can, walk around the room and clap our hands and whistle, and he doesn't hear it, and all that good stuff. I want you to notice he has got what looks like blue eyes. They're not actually blue. No, that's genetics. That's color genetics for you. So this third part, has to do with the dilute gene, which is what he has. He doesn't even have the piebald gene. Look at him. He's more white. He's mostly white. So when I pulled his genetics, his health genetics are fine. I'm not concerned as far as his health genetics. But his color genetics were very, well, scratch your head and go, what in the world? He doesn't have a single copy of the piebald gene. That last part 2 that I covered the whole piebald gene and about too much of it, and you wind up with deafness, which is what I thought. Well, that must be what he is. And he absolutely is not, because if he was an extreme white piebald, he would not have all this solid color, and it runs all the way down to his hock. It's that way on both rear legs. And if you read up about genetics, that shouldn't be there. If he's piebald gene, that should not be there at all. And the fact that he has color on his face. Well, and of course he has a dark nose. So you go, wait a minute. Everything that I knew, the light nose, he should love you too. He's got a dark nose. But what I'm going to tell you is his nose is not black. It is not pink, and it is not liver. It's a funky gray color. And that's because this color that you see on him that is blue is actually supposed to be black. And he, based on his color genetics, he actually should have been a solid black dog with very minimal white, maybe a little white spot on his chest or some white spots on his toes. But pretty much he should have been a solid black dog. And he's not. So going back to the eyes, they're not really blue. It's the dilute gene. The dilute gene made his eyes look blue when in fact, genetically, he doesn't have blue eyes. So when I was looking at the color genetics of him, you want to talk about it going, this is the weirdest thing I've ever encountered. But as I read further, he has not just one, but he has 2 copies of the dilute gene. And the one copy that he does have is of a rare form of the dilute gene. And the 2 of them working together is essentially what washed out what was supposed to be black and made it so that he does not have hearing. Because he doesn't have hearing, it would be, first of all, it's wrong. If a dog has any genetic problems, you should never, ever, ever, ever breed the dog. With that being said, he was purchased with the intent of staying here, and I was so excited. I wanted him to stay forever. He was going to be my baby. And you can see, he loves me. I love him. He has hand signals and everything. I've worked really hard with him, and he works well with other dogs. He loves bingo, and he plays catch with us and everything. Yes, he's a sweetheart. So I am going to be looking to find a new home for him, but obviously he's deaf. I'm going to take a major loss on this, and that's okay. I had, a couple options. I could have, returned him to the breeder where I got him from. And there's that big piece of me that says, you don't do that. I bought him, and I didn't know that he was deaf. The breeder said she didn't know he was deaf, but, who knows? There's no way for me to know 100% for sure. But the right thing to do is for me to find him the right home. So this is that fun dilute gene. So when a dog is this funky color gray, then they have the gray nose, and then they have the resulting funny grayish blue eyes, start questioning what's going on and what do they know about the dilute gene? Do they realize? You know, are they breeding two dogs together that look like him with these, you know, gray spots and gray nose? So dilute gene is another one of these genes. It's interesting. There's not as much literature about it as far as canines are concerned. I did, however, find literature about the dilute gene and its effect on hearing loss in Arabian horses. So it is documented, but it is not as well known. And just because it's not as well known doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It certainly does. But this is Wilson, and I named him after the volleyball in Castaway. So, yeah. And Mr. Wilson, he's so sweet. He's a sweet, sweet, sweet boy. So, subscribe to my channel, guys.